Welcome to Springboro 45066, Part 1, the TV news magazine show of Springboro, Ohio. On Part 1 of our show, the Springboro Chamber is thrilled to bring back the Hometown Expo, and Executive Director Carol Hughes gives us a scoop. The Springboro Library is finally open, and the summer reading program is in full swing. Vickie Sweeney tells us all about it. At our schools, theater production went virtual this year, and we'll hear all about it from two 5 Points teachers and second graders. Shop Smitten has expanded in historic downtown, and owner Leslie Moss details her new venture, Smitten Home. On Meet Your Neighbor, we talk to resident and dear friend Josh Ballard, and it's all happening right now on Springboro 45066. Hello everyone, Carrie and I are coming at you live from the Performing Arts Center in Springboro, Ohio. We've both had our shots so you can understand us better. We are going to demask. We are so glad you're with us. We have an exciting show, Part 1 and Part 2. Before we get into that, I'd just like to make a few remarks. I just left Springboro High School in May, National Appreciation Military Month. Congress passed that back in 2002. And we just had 15 of our seniors join the military. So congrats from Carrie and I and everyone in Springboro for your commitment to your country. Where are we going first, Carrie?
We are going to go visit Carol Hughes right here in the same building at the Chamber of Commerce to talk about upcoming Expo.
All right.
Which is going to be in June now since we had to postpone it for
June
March.
5th, right?
Yes, June 5th, Springboro High School.
Okay.
We are at the Springboro Chamber of Commerce today to talk to Carol Hughes about Expo. Now, Carol, we're so thrilled to hear that Expo 2021 is on. It's scheduled for June 5th at Springboro High School. Can you tell us a little bit about what to expect from Expo this year?
Yes, we have around 200 exhibitors that will be at Springboro High School on Saturday, June 5th from 10 till 3. We do have a few guidelines in place that we need to remember. We're not doing kids' activities this year, and we're going to have plenty of hand sanitizer. We ask that you just space out a little bit and don't crowd around booth spaces, but we are super excited to put this event on. It was canceled last year in 2020, so we're very excited to be able to go ahead in 2021.
Now, if someone per se, like maybe doesn't know about Expo, Expo is really kind of like a local trade show of sorts. Yeah. So we have, 200 exhibitors?
Anything from doctors and dentists' offices to chiropractors and store owners to painters and home remodelers. You name it, we have a lot of different businesses that will be there. And this is your opportunity to check out our business community and almost like interview them to do work at your house or to do work with your family with no obligation.
Truly, it's a great day. It's an exciting and tiring day. Now it is free admission, free parking, and I know we have a fantastic Expo food court set up so people can come and have lunch, bring the family. It is, kid friendly. Although, we're not going to have all of the kids' activities and characters this year just for, the health and safety of everyone. Right. But, so free parking, free admission. Right. 200 exhibitors. Yes. June 5th, 10 to 3.
Yes. And in the food court, we have Jet's Pizza, Chick-fil-A, Dickie's Barbecue, Bakes by Beck, she does cookies. We have Nothing Bundt Cakes, she does little bundt cakes, so good. We have a lemonade stand that's run by the Optimist Club of Springboro, Kona Ice, and a couple of others. And we are super excited to have all of those back too.
It's going to be a wonderful day. Really great. So starts at 10, ends promptly at 3 o'clock.
Yes. And we do have a grand prize, and we will do the drawing for that at 3 o'clock in the cafeteria. We may take it outside and do that drawing if the weather's good, but do come and enjoy and get to know our business community. Springboro High School, June 5th from 10 till 3.
Wonderful, thank you. Now, I would be remiss if I did not mention that this is the last week for Adam Hughes, our marketing director, who has been with us for quite a while and has become, a staple here at the Chamber, our friend of the show, our personal friend, ally. I mean, it's going to be different and difficult not seeing Adam here every day.
Yes, I agree. Adam's our marketing director. He is moving on to a new position in Greene County, so he's very excited to start his new job.
No, well, we wish Adam the best, but he will definitely be missed.
Yeah. Thanks, Carrie.
Thank you. Back to you. Thanks, Carol. We can't wait to see you on June 5th at Expo.
I think we're going to have a heck of a crowd.
I'm so excited for Expo. I feel like our community needs this, our business community needs this, and Expo's a Springboro staple.
It is, absolutely. Anyway, in an education standpoint, I know the Expo's at the school, but there's a lot of knowledge at the library.
Yes, always.
Let's go see Vickie.
Okay.
Thanks, Mayor, and welcome to the Springboro Public Library. The summer reading program begins June 1st and will last until July 24th. Kids and teens can pick up logs starting Monday, May 17th and read for time. We ask that you do not start tracking time until June 1st. This year, we will be handing out all of the prizes when the logs are completed. Kids will receive one of these cute animal lunch bags, and inside it will be a stuffy of some sorts, a light up ball, or a spinner, a fidget spinner, and one of these cute, adorable blow-up balls, emoji balls. Sorry, Joe, I almost hit you on that one. And teens will receive this canvas bag, and it will be filled with a notepad and a pen, a squishy ball, and a water bottle. Upon completion, kids and teens will both get a chance to win a grand prize, and they do look pretty awesome if you ask me. And then adults who choose to check out any library material during the summer will automatically be entered to win some awesome summer reading prizes. This year we're giving away a heavy-duty steam cleaner, an Aero Garden Harvest Elite, which is basically a kitchen herb kit with LED grow lights, as well as an outdoor compost tumbler. Unfortunately, we will not be having in-person programs over the summer, but all ages will have some awesome take-home crafts and activities to pick up. We will also have virtual story times for kids and online trivia for teens and adults. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, Instagram, or check out our website for the latest information. Our website is www.fspl.org. Back to you.
Thanks, Vickie. Always a pleasure to be with you. Back to the schools, right?
Yes, we had the opportunity to visit 5 Points Elementary and talk to a teacher and the district technology coordinator about the second grade students doing virtual plays this year. It was really kind of groundbreaking technology, working with green screens, and really a fascinating process, and the students just loved it. Shall we go check it out?
Absolutely.
We are in Tiffany Page's second grade classroom today at 5 Points Elementary to talk about some really new, innovative ways that you have been able to allow the students to still perform their traditional second grade plays, but do it in today's COVID culture, which is really quite brilliant. And we've got Amy Romas joining us, the district technology director, to give us some insight on how all of this was pulled off. Thank you, first of all, for inviting us into your classroom today.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us.
Of course, of course. So if you would, tell us a little bit about how all of this came about.
Yearly, I've always had a play production with my class, and here we came to the typical time of year where the play production would occur, and COVID came to the forefront and talked to the group of children and talked about how normally we're up on the stage and we're normally performing, but we wouldn't be able to do that this year, and they were disappointed. And so I started to try to brainstorm ideas on what we could do, and that's where Mrs. Romas came in. And she helped come up with an idea to still bring the production to the parents and give that to the children too as well.
Which was brilliant, because due to COVID-19, we weren't allowed to welcome the parents into the school to see the production. Is that correct?
That's true.
When Tiffany called, I said, let's do it. This is going to be fantastic. So we decided to video the plays. And that was kind of the first step. We're like, well, let's video them. But after we were thinking, we're like, well, if we're videoing them, let's put in a green screen as well, so we can actually pull in backgrounds. I was a little nervous when it came because I'm like, these are 8-year-olds. Can they do video editing and can they do green screen? Yes, they can. They're
That's
amazing.
outstanding.
Yeah, we used a software program called WeVideo, and we started by just being very simple, pulling in one picture at a time. But then the kids went with it. They decided, well, wait a minute, we need to have, something moving in the background, and we need to change the settings. The students did all the video editing, all the green screen editing on their own.
That's so impressive. Now, you did, a series of 5 different plays that were kind of spoofs of nursery rhymes, is that correct?
Yes, as far as folk tales and fairy tales.
Okay.
And there were 4 of them altogether that they did. And every child had a part, and that's what makes it special for them, because we're able to kind of bring in what we're studying with different genres, but then bring it into life, because they're fractured fairy tales and folk tales.
Sure.
But they came in with costumes, and they were ready to go. And we used the microphones
Yes.
for amplification, which was a little different too.
Sure.
To be able to bring their voice, their small
Exactly.
voices a little bit louder too.
Because with
to the
masks,
audience. Yes.
in a little
Yes.
voice, you can't hear. So we were actually able to use amplifiers that we purchased through CARES money, and that was, thankfully, to the city and to the county who pulled that in to make this happen, so you could hear these little people and their voices.
That's so wonderful that your students did not have to give up something that they were looking so forward to. And now I'd love to chat with a couple of your students who were our actors in the play. All right, we are joined today by Aubrey and Mitchell, who are students in our 2nd grade classroom who participated in our virtual plays. Thank you both for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So, Aubrey, let's start with you, ladies first. Tell me, what was your favorite part about being a participant in the virtual plays this year?
Probably being the head leader of Little Late Riding Hood. Probably with the green screen and everything, I was like the leader, and I got to do everything, and I was like, come over here to my group, and so we worked on it.
Was that fun or was it scary to be the leader?
It was fun.
Good. Mitchell, tell me a little bit about your experience, if you would, please.
I really liked doing the plays because it took a lot of effort, and it took a lot of effort because I was talking like almost the whole time. It was like somebody and then me, somebody and then me. So then I practiced it a lot. It was a lot of fun. Sometimes I was like, I don't really want to do this, but then other times I was like, oh yeah, I wanna.
Sure.
It's so much fun. And then when we got to edit it, I think it was even better because it was so much fun to edit it because you got to like search up like garage on new tab, and then you'd put it in your folder, and then you'd take it and you'd put it there, and then you'd put it in your background. It was a lot of fun.
That sounds cool. So did you have a lot of lines that you had to memorize for the
Yes.
plays? Was that hard?
It was hard, but also it was a lot of fun because all those lines, which meant you were like the head character, you did everything. Sure. But then also for the person that doesn't have as much lines, which means they get to watch it a lot, and also they get to see like, they also don't have to practice as much because I practiced like every night. I had to read like my lines like 5 times.
Sure.
So I could memorize them.
Sure. Aubrey, what about you? Did you have a lot of lines to memorize as well? Was that hard or was that fun?
It was fun, but just a little challenging.
Sure. Did you get nervous? Since you didn't have to do it in front of a big group of people, your parents and friends, but you were doing it in front of a camera.
I was a little nervous, but it was a lot of fun shooting it and sending it to my grandma and grandpa and my aunts and uncles.
I bet they really appreciated that. That was probably like a really cool gift. So, Mitchell, what was the one thing that really stands out to you that you learned during this whole virtual play process?
I really noticed that if you put your mind to something, you can actually really do it. And I was not nervous at all because I was kind of nervous that I was gonna like mess up my lines because I literally forgot my lines once, so I skipped it. And I was like, uh-oh. It was like one of those shorter lines, but I memorized the big lines and then I could not remember that one short line, and I was like, uh-oh, I forget
Sure. But you made it work, didn't
it.
you?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Aubrey, what was the one thing that stood out to you during this whole process?
That you can do anything that you want to do.
Amen. I like that answer. Well, guys, thank you so much for having us in your classroom, and we wish you the best of luck and best of luck next year in 3rd grade.
Thank you.
All right, back to you.
Thanks.
Thank you to everyone at 5 Points Elementary. It was so fun getting to interact with the students and learn more about their virtual plays. All right, Mayor, so we are catching up with some of the new businesses on Main Street that we didn't get to cover during our COVID hiatus. And our first stop is Shop Smitten Home. The great women's boutique Shop Smitten now has a home store owned by the wonderful Leslie Moss.
Okay.
Shall we go visit?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So we are on Main Street in historic Springboro with Leslie Moss at the new Smitten Home store at 200 South Main. Leslie, thank you for having us in your gorgeous new store.
Yes, glad you're here.
Tell us a little bit about Smitten Home.
So, as the owner of Shop Smitten, there was always more product that I wanted to be able to offer, but we were limited on space. And when the spot directly across the street from us opened up, that had just been begging for love for many years, I will say, when that became available, just looked into the opportunity, and I thought this would be the best spot to be able to offer more for our downtown district.
Sure, sure. So what are some of your favorite things here? Because you have everything here. I mean, you have from, doormats to pillows to candles to florals. I mean, you've got it all. Tell us a little bit, kind of about what's here and your process of selection.
Well, I definitely wanted it to be a reflection of what we carry across the street, but more home decor. It is a small space, so I can't do large pieces of furniture or anything like that. So I really wanted to focus on unique little accents and pieces and gift items. So it's already taken on its own identity pretty much. As I started stocking for it, it's very, very natural, lots of neutral tones, natural themes, botanicals, leaves, butterflies, that kind of style. But I really wanted something for everyone. So I didn't want people in Springboro just to walk in and write it off and say, that's not my style. So even though there is a kind of boho natural feel to it, I really did want some classic pieces too that everyone can find a little something here.
And you have definitely achieved that.
Thank you.
For sure. So you opened in November of 2020.
Yes.
So you have to tell us, what inspired you to open a new store in the middle of a pandemic?
Call me crazy. I'm such an idea person. And when I see an opportunity, I'm going to find a way to make it happen, unless, it's obvious it's not the right time. But there was literally, everyone was telling me to go for it. Yep. I even talked to my husband, my mom, and the people who are good at calling me crazy. And they said it's a great, great opportunity. And we were very fortunate at Shop Smitten to have a strong comeback in 2020. Obviously, once we reopened, there was, a slow growth, but then people were super excited and wanting to shop local and shop small. So we ended up having a great second half of the year that we were able to make this happen.
Wonderful, wonderful. What are the hours here at Smitten Home?
So it's same hours as across the street. Okay. We are closed Sunday, Monday. During the week, we open at 11 a.m.
Okay.
Tuesday through Friday, and then Saturday we open at 10. But Tuesday and Wednesday we close at 5, but we're open later until 6 on Thursday and Friday.
Awesome, awesome. So tell me just a couple of your favorite pieces in the store, because I know you've got some products that give back, you've got some local products, so I'm going to put you on the spot. Show me a couple of your real showstoppers.
Well, there's a few items actually that I've come to find out that, especially with the botanical pieces we sell, people really love seeing them already put together. It takes the guesswork out.
I'm one of them.
Any type of just clean classic vase with some of our leaf fillers. So some of our classic vases with the leaf fillers, we have these really neat different metal style leaves. It kind of adds a little modern yet natural accent to it. So just kind of layering different botanicals has been super popular. And then I'd also say we just have a lot of items here from independent artists. It's the same theme as across the street. We want to support individual artists and some local friends of ours. So like we sell just a few little snacks up at the counter from our friend Katie from Ordinary Fare. She's local.
And they're delicious.
So good, just healthy food. She makes it right in her home kitchen. And then we've got Namesake Coffee, which it's actually called Namesake because their last name is Beans. So isn't that, yeah. So, and they are local to Dayton as well, and they roast everything from their home roastery, and it's so, so good. But I wanted to sell things like even the little healthy snacks. We're not, that's the only food that we sell. But people are always shopping down at this end of the street, and there's really nowhere to grab a bite on the north end. So just little like protein balls that can give you a little energy as you're out shopping. So one more thing I will point out, we have a lot of these baskets, and these are, even the tags are all hand signed by the artists who made them.
That's awesome.
So selling things that are functional, pretty, useful, but also have a story and give back as well. So
We love that. We love that. Well, congratulations on your new venture. Thank you. I would say, you know, we're sure it's going to be successful, but we know it's already successful.
Yes, so far it's going great, and it's well received and very loved.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing what you do next.
Thank you.
All right, back to you. Thank you, Leslie. It was a pleasure visiting you in your gorgeous new store. We wish you all the continued success.
We sure do.
Oh, I hear a drum roll.
Meet your neighbor,
Who do we have this?
Josh Ballard.
Oh!
You've heard that name before in
Yes.
Springboro, but Josh has a great story to tell us. Let's go see that clip.
Okay.
We have Josh Ballard with us. What a great addition to our audience to talk to somebody. The Ballard family, everybody knows in Springboro from a number of reasons. Josh, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for letting me know you have another little one on the way.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're,
Number 3.
Yeah, number 3, excited. We'll see if it's going to have a little linebacker. We don't know yet. So linebacker, hopefully. You know, that's what I played. This other guy I was born with played tight end. So.
Okay, I got you. Well, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
So I'm from Springboro, Ohio. I grew up here. My family moved here from Cincinnati when I was maybe 4 years old. Grew up here, played sports. I left for a little bit. We just moved back a year ago, so I left for a bit, came back a year ago. I left for work for about 6 years, and when I left, I worked at a couple different jobs, and I also ended up meeting my wife and starting a family up there and having 2 kids. So we decided to move back here, and we moved back actually right when COVID hit. Right when we were moving back. The people moving our stuff said they just canceled March Madness. So it's really a bizarre time to move back, and we didn't get to meet some of our neighbors for a while, but we've got to meet all of them, and everything's going great.
We're glad you're back.
Love being
The
back.
timing's everything, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to tell us a little bit about your wife and share with the audience?
Yeah. My wife, her name's Jillian. She's a wonderful mother. I couldn't ask for a better person or teammate to marry, and she's a nurse. She recently went back to work at Miami Valley. She works in cardiac intensive care unit.
Oh boy.
So she took a year off to spend time with our girls, and she's just an amazing person, and respect everything about her and her work ethic, and it's what drove me to her. But she's a wonderful mom.
It's great when you have a partner like that, isn't it?
It is, and nurses kind of run in my family, so she got along really well with my family pretty quickly.
Well, you have a very interesting story to share with the audience, so why don't you go ahead and tell me a little bit about that?
So, let's see, this was back in December timeframe. It was a Friday afternoon. I just got home from work, and normally I have a bunch of FedEx boxes in my driveway or at my front door, and normally I'd wait until Saturday to open them, but I decided it just felt like the right time I just want to be more efficient. I want to get it done, see what products have been delivered to my house. And so I was sitting in the driveway, and all of a sudden this lady comes running around the corner holding her 2-year-old, screaming for me to call 911. She didn't have her phone, and a man just fell off his ladder. So I'm just my adrenaline, I got a shot of adrenaline right then, and I sprint into the street. I can't even remember what my address is. I'm on the phone with 911 quicker than I can't believe how quick I got on the phone with them. But I just ran over there, was turning the corner, had no idea what I was about to see, and I just see a man laying on the ground on concrete. And it's a really scary experience. I work in surgery, but I work in elective surgery, so I know I'm about to help someone who has an arthritic knee or an arthritic hip or whatnot. But arriving on the scene right when it happened was a really different experience. But as you guys know, it was Jamie Lentz. He was cleaning gutters and he broke his neck pretty severely, and he had a brain bleed, and he's doing awesome now. So I gotta
Makes you feel.
Yeah, that all makes you sad, but Jamie's doing awesome. And obviously I knew that I was going to be sitting down with you, so I called Jamie on the way over, and we've stayed in touch, and I said, I need a full update. I'm getting ready to be on a little segment. I want to know everything about how you're doing, and he's doing great. He's doing great. He said his neck was stiff at first, to be expected. He has rods and screws in his neck, but he said my neck's getting looser. I'm going to work out. He's starting to work again, but he's cutting out. He's not doing the gutter cleaning anymore. He's doing pressure washing, and overall he's doing awesome. But really interesting experience, and the community was able to raise a lot of money for Jamie to help him out, and it was
That's what we do in Springboro.
Yeah. I mean, it was such a great example of what you just said, what we do in Springboro. Everyone came together and raised a bunch of money to help a stranger that they didn't even know. And whether it was to help him get back up on his feet because he couldn't work for so long, or pay medical expenses, there's just a lot of money raised. And, I want to say thank you again to the community for all of that and just helping a stranger out.
Well, we're Americans, the greatest country in the world, and we have our challenges like any place, but we always are resilient people. We are resilient people, and what you did, and it's what a success story to hear that he's doing good.
Yeah, it really warms your heart to hear someone that went through such a traumatic injury. I worked in spine surgery for 6 years before I came back to do total joints, and what he had done was very serious. They had to come in through the front of his neck, fix that, fuse it together. They had to fuse him in the back of his neck, separate his neck muscles from his bone, and then he also had a brain bleed that they had to go in and fix. So it was very severe, and he's very lucky to be doing as well.
The man up above took care of him.
He did. He took care of him.
Yeah, that's tremendous. Yeah. Well, if you're watching this show, we want you to know we're thinking about you, and we're going to make sure that Josh gets 2 copies of the DVD of the show, so he can give you one, and he'll have one for himself.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
And then you want to. Well, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you the same question I ask other folks who are on our Meet Your Neighbor segment. This is important for Carrie and I as we do these shows to know this. But you said you went to Georgia and you got homesick and came back home. What drives people to want to come and stay in Springboro? If they leave, come back. What do you think it drives that? What is it? Is there one thing or just a number of things?
I think it's really just an ecosystem that is Springboro. I mean, my family was here, but it's also growing up here and the school system, and it's a bigger town now, but still it seems has a small town feel. And I think that's how people feel about Springboro. It's just the quality and everything that I just said.
Okay. Is there anything you think we can do better?
We just passed the Springboro school levy. That was great.
And wasn't that great? 70%.
That was amazing.
Oh, wow.
And, we need to keep taking steps in that direction to maintain the quality that we believe Springboro is. So really happy about that.
All right. Josh Ballard, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, hey, man.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
See ya. Thanks a lot, Josh. What an interesting story to share with us. I'm sure the audience will just love that.
He's such a good human being, isn't he?
Anyway, we had his brother on when he played for the Patriots and the Giants. So that family, they're pretty famous.
That's a big Springboro family.
A lot of people know him.
I think we've got another family member in part 2 of the
Oh,
show.
whoopee! That's going to be good. Anyway, as we close our show for part 1, I would be remiss. Carrie and I want to thank all of those who serve in the military, those who did serve in the military, the families who support them all around the world and all around the clock. We love what you have done to enrich your life and enrich our lives at the same time. So keep your head down, stay strong, stay safe, and we'll see you on part 2 of Springboro 45066. Bye for now.
Bye.